Welcome back to Eliances Heroes, where heroes in business align. To be part of our super community and find out more about Eliances, visit www.Eliances.com.
All right, so welcome back to the show again. What an amazing morning it has. I just interviewed, right, the co-founder of Pandora. That's right, the Pandora, as in Pandora Music. So make sure that you go to Eliances.com. That's ELIANCES.com, the only place where entrepreneurs align. So, and by the way, too, thank you for the feedback that we continue to have when I had on the publisher of Forbes magazine. So with that, let's get started because I'm super excited about our next guest. She is the owner of the ONswitch Marketing, Rolling Stone contributor, Thrive Global, part of Forbes Agency Council. Welcome to the show, Nancy Shenker. She could be reached at ONswitch.com. All right, Nancy, you're involved in a lot of projects. You got a lot of things cooking and stuff like that. So many things, I don't even know where to start. You've got a book that's coming out. I mean, we're going to definitely touch on all of these things, but talk to us about as being the owner of the ONswitch Marketing, which is much better than being the owner of the off switch. I love the on switch.
Yes, and as my friends joke around, I sometimes don't have a dimmer switch, but after a long corporate career in marketing for major brands like Citibank, MasterCard, and Reed Exhibitions, the producers of Comic-Con, I was just itching to be an entrepreneur. And so 17 and a half years ago, before becoming a founder was even considered cool, I left my corporate perks behind and started my own marketing consulting company to basically right the wrongs that I had seen in the previous 30 years of bad marketing, to rid the world of rip-off marketing, of uncreative marketing, and almost 18 years later, I'm still going strong. So that's what the ONswitch is all about. I also rediscovered my passion for writing, which is how I've become a contributor to these major media outlets, and as of yesterday have now published 5 books on Amazon.
And one of the questions that came in from our listener is in regards to, you mentioned a lot about writing. They know you do a lot of these different things and contributor and stuff. How do you stay focused with all of the noise that's out there to be able to concentrate on writing?
It does take discipline. It takes time blocking, as I call it, where I'll challenge myself. And anybody who's seen me write will agree that I'm a pretty fast writer. But I will, if I have a deadline for an article, I will literally set a timer on my microwave. And at the end of the hour, I will challenge myself to be done. And the real key with content these days is because there is so much content out there. There's a lot of free content. There's a lot of visual content. You have to continually be a great and compelling storyteller to break through the clutter.
And with many people and companies that do marketing, how do you differentiate yourself from this huge market?
Well, I counted up recently, there are now 25 different marketing disciplines, and technology is constantly accelerating the number of social networks that are out there. So business owners are very confused about what it is they need to invest in. But because we are, as I like to say, media agnostic, we don't sell any one form of media. I take a look at the business owner's goals, what they ultimately want to achieve, who their target market is, and then I recommend the best media, whether it's online or conventional, as I call it, that will help them scale their businesses. So I basically function as a general contractor, bringing together all 25 of those marketing disciplines.
Wow, 25, that's a lot.
It is, but I've been doing this for a long time. I like to say that I'm an OG of marketing, having worked for some of the most timely brands and also some of the coolest brands, like the company that owns Comic-Con. I really know at this point how to break through the clutter. And it's not a matter of pushing buttons or having some great stuff on Instagram. It's at a very high level, knowing what your brand is, at a really, really deep level, knowing what your brand is, knowing who your customers are, and then matching the message, the media, to reach that target market.
Yeah, truly incredible. We break through the clutter here by interviewing incredible people like you. Nancy Shenker, owner of
Thank
the
you.
ONswitch Marketing. That's right. She could Rolling Stone contributor, Thrive Global, Forbes Agency Council. You could reach her at the ONswitch.com because you're listening, watching me, David Kogan, host of the Eliances Hero Show. So the only place to go is Eliances.com. That's Eliances.com, where you may even have the lifetime opportunity of being able to meet Nancy either live in person or virtually, because Nancy is also part of the Eliances community. In fact, Nancy, you've served on Eliances panels, come to the round tables, grand tables, spoken in front of a few hundreds and more in that within the community. Maybe perhaps share with what your experience has been with being part of the Eliances community.
Well, as I'd like to say in my new book, which is How to Channel Your Inner Superhero, every superhero needs a Justice League. And when I moved to Arizona 3.5 years ago, I knew nobody in the state. And Eliances became a really great source of connections for me, not just business connections, but also friendships that have really lasted now going on 4 years. So it truly is a community as opposed to just another networking group. It really is a way of building deep, broad, and very eclectic relationships.
And I know when you present, everybody listens. You've got, such phenomenal presentation views where it's the serious and also to the humor side to it, and giving information of what people need to know, especially again, like with all that information's out there in regards to marketing and how do you pull it in, and what is what people need in that. Talk to us a little bit more about your new book.
So the inspiration for my new book is Sarah Sakala, who is my wing woman, as I like to say, Robin to my Batwoman. She and I met in January and started growing the ONswitch together. And something we started talking about was the fact that we both loved comic books when we were little girls. And I still have a collection of Classics Illustrated comics, and used to love going to Comic-Con. And we realized that over the past year, living through the pandemic, a lot of people were living in Superman's fortress of solitude. They had lost their mojo. They forgot that they had powers. They had been hit by kryptonite. So we wrote this ebook, launching it on yesterday, which was National Superhero Day, and we've extended that to National Superhero Month, is a very, very practical, pithy guide to rediscovering your inner superhero, because everybody has one. You may be a connector like you are with Eliances. You may be a listener, which is somebody who just takes in what other people are saying and processes it. So we all have at least one superpower living within us. And it's now time, as we all are starting to get vaccinated and seem to be leaving the fortress of solitude, to remember what our unique superpowers are and channeling them to do great things in life and in business.
Well said. Phenomenal. Well, Nancy, you help your clients and you have the key, and you are laser focused in helping them, highly respected within the Eliances community. That's a hero. Nancy Shenker, owner of the ONswitch Marketing. You could reach her at theonswitch.com. And of course, we'll have it on Eliances. That's Eliances.com. Coming up next, former pro football player and an Eliances member, played for the Chicago Bears. Stay tuned. This has been David Kogan with the Eliances Hero Show.